Robin, thanks so much. That was an awesome show. I mean, so much information that came in, especially we're going into a really hot market. Wouldn't you say, Mike?
I think it is, yeah. But I think there was just one more thing.
You know what, Mike? Absolutely. It does leave me wanting to ask one more question of you, Robin. And here's the thing. When the market's this hot, when it's so strong, when anybody can sell a home without even doing the pre-sale renovations and paint job and stuff like that, and still potentially get over asking and in a multiple bid scenario, why do I really need a realtor?
Well, that is a good question, and a lot of people will ask that question. But I'll tell you, if I'm going into a negotiation with potentially 6 or 7 offers on the table, I want to have the representation of somebody who's got experience in that negotiation. Most people are anti-confrontational, especially as Canadians. We spend more time saying sorry than we do saying done deal. So I'd rather have a realtor in my corner, and I may be biased on that, but I would say I would rather.
Well, I mean, you might be Mike, though. You might be paying 4.5%. You might be paying 5%. Some people will do a discount, 1% or whatever it might be. But my house is going to sell in 7 days or 12 days or 24 hours, and I still want to pay that commission. What's the downside if I don't have representation?
Well, I hear people say I sold the property myself, and then they find out a month later that it sold through a realtor for that more than that commission difference more.
Right.
Because they didn't know, they didn't have their finger on the pulse of the market. When Mike and I started talking about the market yesterday, I didn't look at what the stats were a month ago. I looked at what they were last night. Right. Because that's how quickly the market changes, and what you do today isn't what you report.
Especially in this market, and it's the difference between regional, local, on your street representation with your Canadian Tire sign on the lawn versus national exposure in the MLS. But I would say more than that, and we were talking about 2017 and how that compares to the market we're seeing right now. I think you would agree that we probably seen quite a peak in litigations that took place regarding real estate transactions during that market. So there's one good reason right there. This kind of crazy market, and that leads to a lot of sometimes
we had a lot of
frustration.
We had a lot of deals that didn't close.
Listen, if I'm getting 6, 7,
I have to wrap that.
Wrap that thought up. Wrap it up.
And that is, as licensed realtors, we pay begrudgingly every spring, but we're glad to have it, errors and omissions insurance. And that covers that transaction there. Whereas you're doing that on your own, you're eating that yourself.
You said begrudgingly, that's funny. No, but it is the truth. And here's the thing, though, that if you're going to get multiple offers, if you're going to get 6, 7, 8, 10 offers that are on the table, the most dangerous thing you can do is by default just go for the highest price, the highest offer, the highest bid. Yeah. There is so much more in those paragraphs. There is so much more information that needs to be, and when you're emotional, if you're getting in 24 hours 6 offers or something like that, I mean, anybody who doesn't do real estate as their full-time profession is going to have an element of emotion and heightened adrenaline at that time when you're making a critical decision.
Lack of knowledge and experience.
And that's, by the way, buyer and seller, right?
That's right.
You're both parties are going to be there with a heightened sense of adrenaline and emotion and whatever. And oh my gosh, if I don't go up another, I'm going to lose out, or should we take the highest price? What could go wrong? So I'm assuming that you're able as a realtor to sort of filter through what's contained in those offer documents.
Be the cooler head. Because we're doing it each and every day. So it's not emotional for us. It's about practicalities. It's about looking ahead. It's like the chessboard, and you're looking 3 or 4 moves ahead.
Play 3 moves ahead, yeah.
Asking all those right questions of the buyers or the buyer's agent, if they happen to be, that representative, to make sure that those I's are dotted and T's are crossed. A lot of those questions that we ask are questions you wouldn't ask of another person that you would not be used to asking.
If you walked into someone else's kitchen.
They have their financing, or did they sell their house, or there's a lot of things that buyers or sellers don't understand. Those questions that are sometimes quite personal.
And it's not because they're ignorant, or it's not because they're dumb. Let's put it that way. It's because they don't do this on a daily basis and they don't know.
That's right.
They're not expected to know.
They think it's rude. They might think it's rude.
I know that my dentist puts a bunch of numbing agent and then yanks my tooth out. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go do it myself, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I thought I would ask the question because we are really going into a hot market. There are a lot of different elements at play, and I think that this is probably one of those times where we will start to see I don't want to call it I may be trademark infringing right now, but the for sale by owner type of a scenario, and there are
Yeah.
a number of different
And
companies out there.
emotion-driven market.
Yeah, so, all right, listen, I thought I would ask. I thought we'd be remiss if we didn't ask the question. Might as well go right to the source. And Robin Jones, President of Barrie and District Association of Realtors. I got it
Thanks
right.
again,
One more
gentlemen.
time.
Thanks again.
Online on social media, I got it right. But thank you very much for
Okay.
being here. Really appreciate
Great.
it.
Thanks again, gentlemen.